Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into something truly intense. We are unpacking texts that map out a highly intricate, honestly staggering architecture of alleged trauma-based mind control known as Project Monarch. The sources we're examining contain some very dark claims about extreme abuse, suggesting that intelligence agencies and occult elites don't just brainwash people. They literally construct a fully functional, compartmentalized world inside a victim's mind. So let's explore this chilling blueprint together.
We'll be looking at this in 5 steps. 1. The initial split. 2. Scripts and the dollhouse. 3. Types of specialized alters. 4. System codes and maintenance. And 5. Defenses and therapy dangers.
Section 1. The initial split. Laying the foundation of the mind.
Right off the bat, the sources demand a complete reframing of dissociative identity disorder, or DID. Instead of treating it as a spontaneous psychological response to trauma, the text presented as a deliberate, cold-blooded creation. The claim here is that intelligence agencies manufacture this intentional fragmentation on purpose, creating specialized slaves whose conscious minds have absolutely no idea what their altered states are doing.
And they operate on strict timelines to achieve this. To exploit a child's unanchored spirit, the texts allege that premeditated torture begins incredibly early, around 18 months old. Then, astonishingly, one source claims that at age 3, elite bloodlines perform occult, soul transfer ceremonies to totally displace the child's original consciousness. The peak window to permanently anchor all this fragmentation between 8 and 14 years old.
The immediate result of all this trauma is what's called the core split. The original person is shattered to protect itself from the extreme pain and drugs. In one specific system, the sources detail, this core was strategically broken into exactly 13 pieces, named Silence 1 through Silence 13. Why? Because these parts hold the child's earliest memories, and tragically, their pure original love for their father, who, according to the texts, is often the abuser. From there, splintered creative energies form fairies to act as magical protectors for that deeply buried core.
Section 2. Scripts and the dollhouse. Constructing the framework.
Now, to organize this fractured reality, the sources describe a chilling tactic, weaponizing benign children's stories. A traumatized child needs a way to make sense of their internal world, right? So programmers supposedly layer in these movie scripts. For instance, Alice in Wonderland is allegedly used to teach the system about mirrors and reversals. So if a victim hears something, their mind scrambles it. They literally can't trust their own senses. The Wizard of Oz, on the other hand, provides the spatial architecture. The yellow brick road is implanted as a strict mental runway that an alter absolutely must follow to take control of the body.
And to manage all of this, the authors claim a simple child's dollhouse is hypnotically installed. But it's not just a toy. It serves as a visual front for a highly complex master computer. Each level, or room, like the kitchen or the closet, corresponds to a different tier of internal programming, all operated by specific colors and lights.
Section 3. Types of specialized alters. Populating the fortress. So, inside this mental fortress, which is often structured as a 3D cube, thousands of personalities, or alters, are assigned highly specific, classified functions. You've got gatekeepers, usually 13 of them, defending internal portals and fed deep disinformation to mislead therapists. Then there are betas, groomed for sexual blackmail and advanced seduction. And maybe darkest of all, the deltas. These are the assassins. The texts describe them as completely dehumanized, desensitized to blood, and programmed strictly with blind hate and vengeance.
The architecture gets even stranger here. To ensure total obedience, victims are allegedly dehumanized into believing they are animals, like monkeys, birds, or kittens. Even more bizarrely, some alters are hypnotically reduced to inanimate objects. The texts specifically describe ribbons. These are flat pancake-like alters that slip under the doors of that internal dollhouse to run messages undetected. And get this, the texts allege these ribbon alters have their internal organs hypnotically replaced with mechanical hearts that act as internal explosives if someone tries to tamper with them.
Then there's the ultimate security layer, gamma programming, which is the ultra-secret level of the system. The authors claim that through horrific sexual sealings and rituals, actual demonic entities, like Legion or Gerberus, are implanted directly into the mind's architecture. Their whole purpose is to terrify the alters into absolute obedience and protect the programming from ever being discovered or removed.
Section 4. System codes and maintenance. Operating the machine.
Managing thousands of altars requires extreme precision, and the sources detail a meticulous color-coded hierarchy for this. It's almost like a complex access card system. Gold signifies internal system leadership and master programmers. Black represents the Delta assassins and betas used for dark operations. Red denotes altars tied to witchcraft, and clear is reserved for ultra-secret shell altars that act as an invisible stage for other personalities to hide behind. It ensures commands flow to the exact room or altar required.
So how do they access it? This step-by-step process shows the mechanical, almost computer-like precision handlers allegedly use. First, an external handler issues a simple physical trigger, a tap-tap-tap, specific music, or maybe a phone call. Internally, a gatekeeper altar hears this and opens a portal. Then, those inanimate ribbon altars we just talked about bypass all the other personalities and run the message straight to the master computer. The victim's conscious mind is bypassed entirely.
And that internal master computer? Well, it's not just passive, it acts as an automated backup. Powered by hypnotic imagery of screw-in light bulbs, this computer supposedly regenerates the mind control constantly. If a therapist actually manages to dismantle a piece of the programming, the computer just rebuilds it the very next day using the exact same access codes.
Section 5. Defenses and Therapy Dangers, the External Siege.
Now, if a therapist gets too close to the truth, the sources allege the system triggers code-red internal defenses. The mind is literally booby-trapped. We're talking about lethal suicide programs named Russian Roulette or Red Sea. There are scrambling programs that instantly erase or confuse memories. But most terrifyingly, there are alleged body programs that can induce severe physical reactions, like sudden respiratory or heart failure in the patient, all just to protect the cult's secrets.
And the danger isn't just internal. Think about this number for a second. 50%. The texts make the shocking claim that 50% of licensed therapists working with DID patients in certain areas are themselves programmed slaves. They're allegedly planted by intelligence agencies to intentionally impede the recovery of other Monarch victims, effectively hiding the cult's secrets right in plain sight.
Which leads to the ultimate tragedy described in these texts. Recovery isn't just a healing journey. It sparks a literal civil war within the blueprints of the mind. As the walls start coming down, Christian or light side altars who desperately want freedom have to battle dark side altars who remain fiercely loyal to the cult's programming and those internal entities.
Based on everything these sources outline about Project Monarch, the premeditated foundation, the storybook scripts, the thousands of specialized altars, and those lethal internal booby traps, it really leaves us with one final haunting question. How does one escape a prison when the walls, the guards, and the locks are built entirely from their own fractured mind? It's an incredibly dark, complex architecture, and I hope this explainer helped you grasp exactly what these sources are claiming. Thanks for joining me on this one.